Hi, welcome back to Vola Tv. My apologies that we couldn't have an episode last week. We had a few other things going on, competing priorities, but I'm delighted that we're joined today by Matthew, our head teacher. Hi Matthew.
Hi Barry, it's lovely to be back again doing Vola TV, always exciting.
Great to see you again. And I'm also joined by Rowan, one of our school captains. First time in the show, Rowan?
Yeah.
Great to see you.
Easy.
Now, I believe we've got some a wee bit of an update about masks and mask wearing around the school.
Yes, in our last programme 2 weeks ago we did appeal to the community to say that we wanted lots of support for that because we know there's a local lockdown and that it's really important that young people in the community are doing their bit, not just to protect people here in the school, like the staff and other students, but the families of everyone in the area. And I'm delighted to report that the great majority of young people are wearing masks and taking responsibility for that. I'm bound also to say that there are still some that aren't getting the message, and I think that's perhaps natural for young people, but that number is decreasing all the time, and we're always looking for the support of parents to encourage and check, that young people are taking responsibility, because it is the right thing to do, it's the kind thing to do, and we're seeing it improving all the time. But the big message is we're delighted with the vast majority of people doing this, so we're in a good place.
Absolutely, worth reassuring viewers and parents in particular that there are practical measures in place in terms of when students come into school each morning, we're reminding them to wear a mask, and we're putting out tannoy announcements to remind them too. So just those little practical incremental things. Yeah. Absolutely. And I believe we've got some really good news about attendance and the direction that that's moving in.
Glad you asked me that, because a couple of weeks ago we were worried because across the whole of Western Martinshire Council and nationally I believe there was a real dip in attendance, but the great news is that we did a lot of work. We encouraged young people to come, we put out lots of messages including letters to parents. Honestly, it wasn't popular with everyone, but the vast majority of parents did give us good feedback because they know the importance of good attendance. If we get young people in front of us, we can make their futures more likely to be successful. That's what we care about. And the great news is that this week we saw our best attendance day of the year, and the attendance is pretty close to where we were this time last year again. Now, let's not be complacent, because we as a school need to do a bit more work on that to get up to where we want to be with national average attendances, but we're getting there again. So let's keep working at building on where we are, but thank you everyone for the great efforts on that.
Absolutely. So if possible, get into school. We know it's not always possible, but if it's at all possible, get into school. We'll do everything we can for you here.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Rowan, Matthew, you both have noticed this week there's been some changes to what's going on in the school canteen.
Rowan, I don't know about you, but I'm extremely excited about this. Many people reported a strange man doing pretty tasteless dad dancing the end of last week, and the reason is that our young people, but more particularly me, because I'm quite selfish about food, have been eating sandwiches, a good range of sandwiches, but all cold. Well, the canteen have been given permission to start doing hot food, so the lentil soup in our canteen is possibly the best soup in the world ever, and that's what I had on Monday, so I'm a very happy man. We don't have a full hot range yet, but we've got the beginnings of some hot food again. Roy, what's your view of the food this week?
It's quite good to have the hot food back, because obviously it was a little bit colder at the beginning of the week, so it meant at lunchtime you could have something nice and warm to keep you nice and warm, basically. So quite good.
Some nice hearty food, absolutely.
So smiles but no dancing.
Yeah.
we'll probably take that as a more appropriate response. Yeah.
We'll take that. And still in the theme of food, we've got a breakfast club up and running. It's been up and running since the start of term. And I know you wanted to say a little bit about how important that is and how fabulous it is, the work that the staff in the breakfast club are doing.
Yeah, from the moment the school has restarted this school year, the breakfast club has been up and running with voluntary work from staff who do an incredible amount of work arranging for the food to be in place, arranging for the rooms to be ready for young people from 8:30 in the morning. And we're quite clear, some people just need to get a wee bit extra help to get a good breakfast in the morning, and if you feel that you're in that place, doesn't matter who you are, you come in at 8:30 and we'll get you a bagel or a bit of toast in your pot and a nice start to your day. And I'm so grateful for the staff that do it. I think it's wonderful.
It really is, and it's I go up a lot, not just for the bagels, but I go up a lot, and it's such a nice start to the day. Really nice atmosphere in there, and like Mr. Boyle said, you're welcome. Come along if you want to join the breakfast club, then please make your way up there. And whilst we've been talking about a lot of different things that are going on this year because of the worldwide situation, our core business is still teaching, and you get anything that you'd like to add, Rowan, about what's going on in the classrooms at the moment?
Obviously, like, teaching in class is still like up to par and as good as it was like before lockdown, even with like the extra time where you have to like clean your desks and all that. It's not really taking away that much from teaching. Like, we're still getting taught what we need to get taught in lessons, and lessons are still fun, and teachers are still thinking of like other ways to like make it more interactive and all that as well. So it's quite good in our lessons. It's really good.
Yes, that's really pleasant to hear, and we've seen a bit of that, haven't we, as we've walked into school?
Absolutely, so proud of our staff. You know, people might worry that they're not putting time into making the lessons exciting, but only yesterday I was in science classes just wandering around, and practical work is going on.
Yeah.
You know, people are making parachutes and testing different shapes to explore wind resistance. You know, things are happening.
Absolutely,
it's great.
Yeah, great news. And more good news in the school, that there's been some appointments this week.
Yes, we have used some of the government's money, which has been very targeted to helping young people who have got disadvantages and difficulties in accessing school, and we've appointed 4 principal teachers on a temporary basis who are going to work very specifically with some young people that need a wee bit of help and a leg up, and we're going to get that help to them. So we're delighted to say that Mark Docherty, Mary-Therese Gardiner, Katrina Kelly and Elaine Brown have all taken that role, and we know that they're going to make a difference because that's what they do anyway, but they're going to be able to target a little bit extra, a resource to people.
Rowan, I know that you've got some really important updates to give us about some of the work that you and your school captain team are undertaking at the minute.
Yeah, so we're hoping to have the board at the end of modern languages set up for just before September weekend, and it's going to have us, the year heads and ambassadors on it. So if you need to know like who you need to talk to, then you can go up there, you can see who you need to talk to, and then you can find them. So it's an easier way for like pupils to identify who we are.
Great.
So we've also going to be like posting like updates about that on our Facebook page as well.
Brilliant. So a couple of modes of communication, which is great, really great. And it's lovely to think that the youngsters can, if they need a wee bit of help, they can get that help from their peers, from other students in the school. Obviously we talk a lot about the adult-student relationship. It's terrific that you guys are working hard to foster and develop the relationship that exists between senior pupils and more junior pupils in the school.
I feel like the junior pupils need to know that they can talk to us, because we know what they're going through, and there's probably like more understanding between us and them than the teachers, and they might feel more comfortable as well talking to us.
Great, good, excellent. And you've got some other news today about a competition, face mask competition.
Oh yeah, so we launched a competition to the junior school, so S1 to S3, about who can guess what teacher it was who was wearing a face mask. So we got 2 winners from that. So we have Kira O'Donnell from 2A2 and Leah Mills from 2L1. So if you're them 2 people, if you could find one of us captains and we'll help you get your prize so that you can take that home with you, then that'd be great.
Brilliant. So well done Kira, well done Leah. And what is the prize?
The prize is a £10 Amazon gift voucher each. That's what you get.
Fantastic.
Great. Excellent.
It was
excellent.
a hard competition.
Yeah, it was quite hard.
Yeah, harder than I thought it would be actually.
Yes.
But you'll all remember seeing the collage on Facebook and other platforms. So great, excellent. Okay, well that's all we've got time for this week on Vola TV. I want to thank Rowan. Thank you so much for joining us
Thanks
today.
for having me.
No, thank you.
Thank you, Rowan. Lovely
Thank
to-
Matthew as well for being part of things today as well. So
Thank you,
thank you very much. Have a great weekend, and we will see you very soon.